Please tell me that I wasn't the only one that thought that this thing would kick in at some point.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Turtles counting on 1, 2, 3, 4. Turtles! Mutant chain reaction. Turtles! Living underground. Turtles! Ninjutsu action. Turtles! It's a shell of a time.
We have a very important mission for tonight. We must use stealth and cunning to infiltrate the human world and retrieve Go-Gurt.
Okay, Batman.
Dude, what? I'm just trying to hype you guys up. Let's go!
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, the Turtles in a Half Shell are back on the big screen, but will their newest adventure leave a lasting impression? It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. When four young turtles are accidentally exposed to a scientific ooze that transforms them into mutant turtles, they are soon adopted by an elderly rat named Splinter. And through him, they learn ninjutsu. Now teenagers Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo yearn to leave the sewers and explore the human world. But with humans terrified of mutants, it seems merely a pipe dream. However, an opportunity seems to potentially arise when a mutant criminal gang led by the fearsome Superfly begin to make plans to make mutants the dominant species, and the Turtles must do whatever they can to put a stop to it. You're looking at someone who, in the early noughties, in my youth, were obsessed with the TMNT. I'm talking avidly watching the cartoons. I had the toys. Raph was my favourite. I thought he was a badass. So yeah, I was a big fan. In terms of films though, I can't say that any really stand out. The original live action films were definitely of the time, and to say that they're dated now is a bit of an overstatement. Then there was a CG animated movie in the late noughties, and it was fine, although it never properly took off. And then there were the Michael Bay produced films, and they were average. They didn't insult the franchise, but nothing beyond stone cold mediocrity. So with this newest installment, my expectations were sat at a reasonable level. The cast looked good, I was intrigued by the animation style, but I didn't want to hope too much. So, this is the best TMNT movie that has ever been made. Easily the best TMNT product that has been released since the 2003 cartoon series. I cannot begin to describe the sheer, unadulterated joy that I experienced watching this film. It was like transporting back to Saturday mornings watching the cartoons. Mutant Mayhem is awesome. The bond between the four main brothers, that is the most important part to get right in a TMNT movie. And director Jeff Rowe, along with his team, including Seth Rogen, who was a producer on this film, got it pretty much spot on. The dynamic between the brothers, the roles that they play within the team, they pretty much nailed it. Leo is tentatively taking steps towards becoming a leader. Raph is letting his rage and anger influence his every decision. Donnie is nerdy, but doing his best to glue the team together. And Mikey, well, I will say that it was a solid presentation of Mikey, but he wasn't as much of a jokester as I was anticipating. Because Michelangelo is a character that works best when you just wind him up and let the humour fly. But choosing actual teenagers to voice the brothers and lean into teenage-like characteristics, behavioural traits, it was the perfect call. I do not understand why something like this hadn't been decided sooner. The rest of the ensemble is full of stars. Jackie Chan as Splinter is literally the most superb piece of voice casting in years. Ayo Edebiri worked very well as April O'Neil, and she also gets one of the funniest gags in the film. You've got the likes of Seth Rogen and John Cena as Bebop and Rocksteady. Paul Rudd gets a hilarious showing as Mondo Gecko. And Ice Cube, honestly, I think he does some of his best work as Superfly. So the voice cast gets a gigantic tick from me, but what else? The animation, holy moly! I still think Spider-Verse has the Oscar in the bag, but oh wow, Mutant Mayhem did not come to play around. Adopting a slightly unorthodox, jagged style of animation, the choice not to go with CG or photorealism meant that the animators could really get creative with the character designs and the action. It was awesome to see such details like brushstrokes or pencil outlines for the characters and for the world that cements the idea that it's an almost sketchbook-like creative vision from the artists and not just digitally processed. And like I said, it means that the action can really pop on screen. Utilizing these imaginative visuals can help the animators craft all of these fight scenes in a way that you just can't do with live action. The excitement level was always at a high, and it's rated PG. I'm going to be honest, this is quite mature at points for a PG film. I was pretty amazed to just see how brutal some of these fight scenes actually were. I'm not complaining by any stretch, but, you know, parents, if you've got kids, just maybe bear that in mind. If I have any negatives, I've already mentioned one, which is that Mikey wasn't tonally the Mikey that I knew, but I'm hopeful that should this movie hopefully get some sequels, that could be explored later down the line. Also, there's a subplot involving the TCRI that needn't be in the film. I understand why it was, but there is a segment that we just kind of spend time with them. I don't feel like it added a great deal to the movie, and in fact probably hindered the pace a little more. So yeah, I feel like you could have made some cuts around there and just kept it a little bit more streamlined. I will also add, do not get up as soon as the credits start rolling. There is a mid-credit scene that if you are a fan of the film, or if you're just a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in general, you are not going to want to miss this. I was so bloomin' happy watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. The four brothers are portrayed almost perfectly, and the teens that voice them do a remarkably good job. The animation is sublime, showing off just how creative and innovative this style of filmmaking can be, and the quality of the action honestly puts some of the big budget blockbusters to shame. It cracked me up continuously and left me grinning enormously. Go and check this out if you get the chance, and if you don't get the chance, well, just try your best anyway. I'm going to give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem an 8 out of 10. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Let me know, have you had a chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, who's your favourite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? But that is all we have time for here today, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.